Morning, guys. It's Mom Ivy. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's probably just my screen, but there's like this little strip of rainbow across my screen. It's going across my face. It's kind of cool. Anyway, sorry about that. Off topic. I did a blog post yesterday, and it had to do with time. Some people say time is an illusion. Some people believe time is everything. Whether we believe it's an illusion or not, it exists. Whether you believe it's an illusion or not, it's there. We have the numbers on the clock. Time is real to us. The reason I started talking about time is because with me doing the YouTube videos and the blog and being a mommy and being a full-time student and just having all these different things that I need to do, phone calls I need to make and everything, I at times have a really hard time finding the time to do anything witch related, anything magical. Like, I find it hard to even just sit down and meditate at times. It's like, okay, I want to meditate today. Okay, where'd the time go? I didn't have time to meditate. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night. That's how that goes. Excuse me. I have to get some water. So I have this hard time finding time to be witchy. Well, I'm sure I'm not the only one, so I thought, well, I'm going to do a blog post about this. So I kind of started doing my thing, looking on the internet, and I found something that I'm kind of fiddling with my stuff over here, sorry. I found something that made me go, oh, hey, yeah, and what it was, I don't have it up. I don't remember what it was. It was a really short, I think it was an excerpt from something that I was reading that talked about how you should have magic in your life every day. It doesn't have to be some elaborate ritual. It doesn't have to be a prayer every day. It doesn't have to be meditation every day. These things are nice, but they don't have to be that. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought about it, and I said, what do I already do that maybe is kind of witchy? Well, the first thing that came into my head was cooking. I don't cook very often because my hubby does most of the cooking. He loves it. Half the time I'm not even allowed in the kitchen. So he does most of the cooking and allows me. We'll say, hey honey, you want to cook, whatever tonight? And I'll be like, okay, yeah. So I'll cook something every, maybe once a month. Of course, cooking, there's kitchen witchery. As witches, we have knowledge of herbs and what they're good for. So that simple. Thank you, honey. The honey brought me hot chocolate. Yay! Hot chocolate. Yummy. With that knowledge, while we're cooking, we can, okay, well, people seem to be, okay, we have my house, me, I think the hubby, and of course my baby all have colds. So what's good for cold? Well, everybody has their own opinions on that. Chicken soup is great for colds. This is great for colds. These specific herbs are great for colds. And we make these things. And we're not only putting the herb or the, whatever into whatever dish we're making, we're putting the intention in there too. We're making chicken noodle soup with the intention that it's going to get rid of this cold. So, little things like that. And if you want, like for the hubby, he has a little bell. And he rings it for the fairies and the spirits. And he does that while he's cooking. And I'm not sure what else he does while he's cooking. But that's part of what he does. So, cooking in itself is witchcraft. At least that's how I see it. I'm trying to think of what I put in my blog. I didn't put notes down for my blog. For my blog, I just write. I'm like, oh, I'm going to write about this, and I go, and I go, and I go. So, I'm trying to think of everything that I said. I thought about colors. We have colors that correspond with different moods and different aspects like healing, protection, this, that. Wearing those colors. I actually did not mention that in my blog. That just came to me. Wearing those colors. Incorporating them into your jewelry, your makeup even. But I had mentioned decorating your house. My son draws things and, well, scribbles them. And thank you again, honey. Breakfast. Yay. No, that's fine. And I'll put them in his room. They're on the fridge. And I'll let him have certain, like if I'm feeling certain things, I'll be like, oh, here's these colors, do these, and he'll scribble and do that. And I'll hang them up somewhere. Most of everything is in his room. There's one thing on the fridge right now. But I want to do more. Like I have coloring pages I want to do and kind of hang up everywhere. Just the act of coloring itself kind of calms you down. That's why they have all these adult coloring books now. That's promoting, a semblance of peace. You feel better while you're coloring. You're not focusing on your issues. You're focusing on the coloring. It's kind of a meditative tool in a way. And I'd like to fill my space with some colors. Part of me wants to try and look things up. But if I do, then my camera will stop recording. I hate that. Going out for nature walks just going out for a walk, if you're a runner or a walker, jogger, and you do this every day, even if you live in a city, you're still at least somewhat out in nature. There are trees somewhere, whether they're few and far between, but they're there. You see the sky, you hear animals, whether it's birds, dogs. Most of the time, especially at night, we hear cats fighting. Yay. So that in and of itself is witchy, because you're out in nature, you're out letting things go, and you're just there in the moment rather than having to deal with your whatever's going on. You're out and you're letting it kind of go, which in and of itself is witchy. I cannot remember everything I wrote. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But my point is, we can find things to do just in our everyday lives. Cleaning, that was another one. Cleaning can be witchy. We can actually use, there's a floor wash, I think, that can be made to promote protection or whatever. Hubby's across the table nodding at me, so I'm right there. Just, it's up to us to find the witchiness in our everyday lives, so that we're not at a point where we're like, I have no time to be this, I have no time to do this. There is time. We have, 12 hours of waking day to do our thing. And within the span of that 12 hours, if you have to clean the house, there you go. That's can be witchy. You can incorporate a song. You can incorporate songs while you're doing it. You can, if you really want to, make a floor wash or a window wash. I mean, you do what you feel like you need to do. Magic in your everyday life. It's not that hard. Excuse me. It's not that hard, actually. I'm saying this after I've done. This is coming from somebody who said, I don't have time. I don't. Yeah, well, I looked and I said, wait a minute. Yeah, I do. It's not as hard as you might think. It's actually pretty easy, and I'm going to start doing it a little more, so I can't be one of these people that says, I don't have time for it. Yeah, there's time. Just gotta tweak things a little, and you'll get there. So, that is my message. You can have magic and spirituality in your everyday life without having to do anything that is so elaborate that you don't have time for it. I hope everyone has a great day and bright blessings.